Hi there, and welcome to our tutoring session. Let's begin. So today's topic is on how to write the equation of a line given 2 points. So before we get really in depth with this topic, I want to kind of see what you know. So looking at the following equation, tell me what each element represents and what the form is called in which it is written. So I'm going to give you just a minute to figure this out and let me know. All right, so you've had a little bit to figure this out. So I see that you've written down a few things. If we are looking here at the 3, what is our 3? Right, that is our slope, okay? So that is the slope of our line, okay? If we're looking at our 2 here, that is the y-intercept. Okay, all right, and I just want to point out this too, that with this one, since we have a negative in front of it, that's going to look like this. So it's actually 0, -2, right? Okay, and what did you think that this form was called that was written in? Awesome, slope intercept form. This is great. I'm so glad that you remember a lot. All right, so continuing on of what we're looking at in the lesson today. So pretend that I've given you 2 points, right? And these 2 points are going to be 112 and -35. Okay? So our job is we want to find an equation to the line that connects these 2 points. And we're going to be learning about one new formula, and then we're going to be expanding upon the y-intercept form that you've used previously. So point slope form is going to be the other form that we're going to be using to find the equation using 2 given points, and that's going to be y minus y1 equals m parentheses x minus x1 and then close parentheses. Okay, but before we can really get into plugging in the different points that we have and everything else into these forms, we kind of need to look at our slopes. Okay, so let's look at that. So looking at slopes previously, if we were looking at this graph here, how would you calculate the slope? Right, I'm glad you remember. So m equals rise over run, right? Okay, so the S is not that great there, but that's okay. So rise over run. All right, so let's pick a point. So I'm going to pick this point right here. Okay, there we go. So I picked that point, and so I'm going to rise 1, 2, right? And then I'm going to run 1. Oh no. And then I'm going to get to that point right there. Okay, there we go. So I rose 2, so 1, 2, and there's that over 1, right? So that equals what? 2 divided by 1 is 2. Good job. Okay, so if we were looking at the equation of a line, though, we would find the slope by, say, if we had the 3x minus 2 again. Pretty simple. The way you found it earlier, just look at where the m would be, and that is our slope. Okay? All right. So let's continue on to the new way we're going to find slope. So if we want to find the slope of 2 given points, then we are going to be using this formula right here. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so we're going to be using these 2 points right here. Or, yeah, 2 points. Okay, so we are going to call this x1, this y1, this x2, and this y2. Okay, now we're just going to plug it into our formula. So we have m equals, and then our y2, which is 12, minus our y1, which is 5, over our x2, which is 1, minus our x1, which is negative 3. Okay? All right, so quickly right off the bat, I see two negatives, so we do what? Right, we make those positives, okay? So that's a positive 3 now. And then, so let's solve this. So we have 12 minus 5 is, right, 7 over 1 plus 3 is 4, okay? So our new slope is 7 over 4, or 7/4. Okay, now it's your turn. I'm going to give you just a few minutes to figure this out by using our new slope formula that we have. Okay, awesome. So let's go over it and solve it. So we have m equals, and then it was, let's make this x1, this one y1, this x2, and this y2. Is that what you did? Okay, good. So we have what on top? Negative. Oh, my bad. Look, I made mistakes. Okay, so go back to the pen. All right, so y's are on top, right? So we have 5 minus 3 over negative 2 minus negative 1, right? And what did you do with the 1? Right, these become positives. Good job. So 5 minus 3 is 2, and negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1. Awesome. So 2 divided by negative 1, negative 2. So these 2 points have a slope of negative 2. Okay, so looking back at our first 2 points, so they were negative 3, 5, and 112, right? So looking back at those first few, we would now, the slope we said for that was 7/4. So we would now plug 7/4 into the m here and into the m here. Okay? All right. So we will be going over that in just a few minutes. Okay, so that was my end of my video. I covered at the beginning previous concepts that the student should have already known, which is what I covered in question 1. And then I started by covering the first concept that I listed under number 2, which was finding the slope using the m equals the difference in y over the difference in x. I feel like that was the first key point that I was supposed to go to. And so the remainder of this lesson, if it kept going on, would be finishing showing them how to plug in the points into the point slope form to get y-intercept form, or using y-intercept form as the main way to find it, since you can actually use both as 2 different methods to finding the equation of a line with 2 given points. So since this wasn't a concept based, or not concept based, since this wasn't a since I wasn't this wasn't a comprehensive lesson. There we go. Then that's why I just covered slope, is because that's that's a pretty big topic to cover at first. So thank you.